Hello, I'm Shelly Horton, and with me is Ben Fordham, and this is He Said, She Said, where we debate the battle between the sexes. And basically today, what we're going to look at is something that I believe to be true, which is I think that women's lives will change forever after COVID-19. Now, there's a couple of reasons why I think that, but one thing in particular is I think a lot of the invisible work that women do at home is suddenly visible. There was a study by the Institute of Melbourne that showed that women do more than double the housework that men do, even if they are the ones who are the breadwinners in the house. But having spoken to quite a few of my girlfriends, they have said now that men are working from home and they're homeschooling and they're all in the one place together due to isolation, we are actually seeing what everyone's doing and the men are stepping up. So Ben, what's it like in your house and with your friends?
Shelley, first of all, it's so lovely to have some distance between the two of us because, I'm used to you attacking me directly when we're sitting a metre across from each other. So social distancing has kind of been good for me. It's nice to be talking to you from a distance, and let's hope these times can continue. I did note just in the 5 minutes before we started filming, your partner Darren running around in the background and dusting things off and readjusting all the things in the background and giving a quick vacuum. So it looks like there's quite a bit of male-orientated housework going on at your place. And then all of a sudden when the cameras are rolling, it's, oh no, Shelley does everything, women are responsible for everything. Look, you know what I think is going to change when we go back to life returning to normal? Lots of things are going to change. But as for the dynamic in the household, nothing is going to change, Shelley. Nothing whatsoever. Life will return to normal. Life itself will be different for some time to come. But as for the roles and the dynamic in the household, it'll be exactly the same as it was before.
Which is interesting, Ben, because what I did was actually praise men, and you seem to completely ignore that and want to go onto the defensive with me. But moving on from that, I've also had some girlfriends who say that their husbands who are working from home have just commandeered the spare bedroom or the study and just go in at 9 o'clock in the morning and come out at 6 and aren't actually participating when it comes to the homeschooling and looking after the homes. So I think maybe you're right that there is that divide still there, but should it be there?
Oh, look, I think that there are always going to be different roles in different relationships. I've got mates of mine who are stay-at-home dads, and they do 90% of all of the making the lunches and the feeding the kids and the drop-off and the pick-up and everything else. And as we know, there are millions of women who perform that duty in households. And then you've got others where it's 70-30 and others where it's 50-50. But I mean, on the question itself, is isolation and is this time of social distancing and COVID-19, is that going to adjust the relationships in the family home? I think family homes and households in general operate on a needs basis. It's based on what needs to be done, who's best to do it. And there's always going to be times when one person in the household is going to say, look, I think I'm carrying too much of the load here. Can you step up? And then it comes down to that beautiful thing, Shelley, that we call negotiation.
What about though, Ben, now that employers have seen that we can successfully work from home, do you think there'll be less pressure on putting kids in childcare and actually having more people working from home and having a bit of the childcare as part of their everyday?
No.
No?
If anything, it's underlined the importance of childcare and the fact that parents need a break. And look, there are lots of mums and dads who are going to be looking after their kids instead of them going off to childcare, and they keep them at home until they're of an age to go to school. And then there are some parents out there, as we know, who don't even send the kids off to school. They do the homeschooling. I've got a mate in Wangaratta in Victoria who's one of 9 kids, all homeschooled, and all the kids have done really, really well for themselves. I offered to homeschool our kids, but Jody just said, look, I just don't think that we'll go with that. I think we'll send them off to school. But when it comes to childcare, this time has really underlined the fact that adults need adult time, and also, praise be to God, our teachers. We are so lucky to have these teachers because it is so hard. I witnessed something recently where my 5-year-old boy, Freddie, has really come along in leaps and bounds in his reading skills over the last month and a half or so, maybe spending so much time one-on-one reading at home. But my 3-year-old girl, Pearl, she can't read. So she gets really frustrated. So while Freddie's showing off his reading skills, Pearl's throwing a tantrum because she's so annoyed that she can't read. Meanwhile, there's a 7-month-old baby, Marigold, who's in Jodie's arms as well at the same time. And I was looking at Jodie going, talk about Wonder Woman. She's holding onto the baby. She's teaching Freddie how to read. Pearl's having a meltdown. We need childcare.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that one of the great things that'll come out of COVID-19 is a true appreciation for the roles that everyone plays in society and some of the roles that we haven't really valued for a long time. I think it is going to change. I think that women will have a bit more flexibility. But again, Ben, we're going to have to agree to disagree. And
well,
maybe
you know
we'll
what?
just have
This
to...
has actually given me a greater appreciation of you as well. So,
Ben.
you know what I mean? There's benefits for everyone in this, Shelley.
Hey, virtual hug, my friend. Well, for everyone else, if you want to see more like this, please go to 9honey.com.au.